Welcome back to the channel, folks, and to another battle report. Now this is another dual format battle report, meaning it's split into chapters that will allow you to either watch the whole game with all the movement and the dice rolling, or just the summary for the quick report. So if you go to the scroll bar at the bottom of the video, you'll see the chapters if you're not familiar with that format. We've got the intro, we've got the lists, we've got mission and deployment, then the full report. And if you wanted to skip that, you can go straight to the summary and then the recaps at the end. Right, Peter, you're bringing Yanks. What have you got for us today?
It's a battle-weary armoured rifle company. So I've got an HQ of well, they come with an M3, and then there's two Thompson submachine guns, and then two armoured infantry platoons.
So they've got the 5 bazookas.
5 bazookas, 2 light machine guns, and 1 mortar. And then 6 normal guys. And then as part of the formation, I've got 3 armoured mortars and 3 M7 or 57mm anti-tank guns.
Right, now these guys without the half tracks?
They don't have any half tracks, no armour. And then support, what I've got a Sherman platoon consisting of 2 76 Shermans, 1 jumbo Sherman, 75, and 2 75 Shermans, and then 4 tank destroyers, artillery, 10.5 artillery, a little recon platoon, anti-aircraft, and a spotter.
Right, so these guys are reluctant, but they unpin on a 4, and they're otherwise are careful, trained. And your tanks, are they?
No, they're not veterans. Well, apart from the tank destroyers are veterans.
And they'll be careful.
They're careful.
Careful. What about them? Are they careful?
No.
Right. So they'll be aggressive, confident, trained then. The artillery is.
That's a good question. I think it'll just be.
They might be. There you go. What are they? Aggressive, confident veteran, and then the scouts will be careful, confident. I'm not sure if they're trained or careful, confident, veteran. And meat choppers, I'd imagine, they will just be fairly standard, aggressive, confident, trained. So you go. So it's a good mix of stuff. But these guys, they maybe run away a little bit in an assault because they've got a 5-up motivation, but they unpin the same as everybody else. If you get a reroll, that 5-up might not be a problem. And you've got to get into them in assault as well, because there's going to be so much defensive fire against tanks as well as against infantry. And you've got these nasty Jacksons, plus a very useful platoon of Shermans, including a couple of 76s and a jumbo. Right, folks, here is the German list for today, and I have to tell you there is a mistake in it, unfortunately. Partly because I was using a new list, but partly because I just saw a nice little arithmetical combination that suited my 100 points. These Clausewitz Panzer Grenadiers should have the flak platoon. You can see it's currently over with the Panzer Battle Group. They should have a triple flak platoon. And when I was putting the list together, with a triple flak, the whole lot came to 99. With Werbel wins, it came to 100. And there you go, there, 100, I'll take them. But, that's wrong. Fortunately, in the game, because these are here really as meat choppers, there's no real difference between a Werbel wind and a triple flak, and it didn't have any impact on the game. But when you're looking at this list, it should be a bit bigger. It should be 3 points bigger. So what's it got? It's got the HQ, and then 2 platoons. And each platoon has got its own half tracks with a 20mm anti-aircraft gun for the command vehicle. Now these guys are careful, reluctant, veteran. So they're reluctant, which isn't so good, but they're hard to hit, and they've got that good skill rating. So that could come handy in assault. If you can get them in, they may kill things before they run away. Now, they are reluctant, but they don't get the buff that other reluctant troops get, such as the Panzer Brigades, where they have a 4-up blast stand. They're just reluctant right the way across the board. They don't have any advantages at all there. they're going to be motivating every kind of motivation on a 5 up. And then part of the formation is the Pack 40 half-tracks. I want to give them a go. They're probably going to take tons of flack because they're new. And the Pack 40s, but you know what it's like. See the new stuff, you got to kill it. So there you go. 2 platoons of reluctant infantry with, they've got 2 Panzerfaust each, plus some anti-tank, and they're nice and mobile. Then the Panzer Brigade, that's got an HQ of 2. That's Panzer 470s, platoon of 3 Panzer 4s, platoon of 4 Panzer 4s, and the problematic Wehrbohns. So these guys, once again, are careful, reluctant veterans. So I'm relying on them being hard to hit to keep them alive, because it's not a huge formation, especially when you correct a mistake and take the Wehrbohns out. But, you know, being hard to hit is one of the best defences you can have if you're able to use terrain. You know, it doesn't matter what your armour is if somebody can't hit you. So, I quite like this formation, and it's maybe a unit I'd like to play in a larger force. Currently, I'm just taking 2 formations just to try and get them on the table and see what they're like. You know, I'm basically minimising the formations for that to happen. If I was to maximise one or the other, then maybe it'd be less infantry, but more tanks and so on. Now in support, we've got the good old Wesps with Observer, kind of see them in every army, nothing unusual there. But then I've got 2 of the 234 Puma type units. I have, first of all, beside the Wesps, I've got the one with the Pack 40, and then next to that, the one with the Stummel, that's the short 75. So normally I wouldn't take 2 scout units, I don't really see much point in that, but for this I thought I want to get these on the table and see how they work, see how they go. The nice models, I painted them more for my collection probably than for anything. You might not see them very often, but I'll get both on the table and see how much flack they can attract, because just like the Pack 40 half-tracks, I reckon that they are going to be shot for being new. You know, there's not a lot in them, they just have a couple of vehicles, but I reckon they'll be shot for the new factor. So there you go, folks. Today's mission is Outmanoeuvred, which is a new version of Outflanked. So you can see from the deployment zones, it's fairly simple in terms of layout. The defender's going to choose a corner to defend, and their deployment zone and the objective deployment zone goes a little bit into the adjacent corner. And then you have this sort of L-shaped deployment zone for the attacker. The key thing in this game is the attacker, if they have scout units, can use a spearhead move and threaten this little defensive corner from 2 different directions. The good thing for the defender in this case is the reserves come on in their own corner, which is not too far away from anywhere within the deployment zone. The special rules in this mission all apply to the defender. Now they've got an ambush, they have got immediate reserves. They've also got no spearhead, otherwise they could at a stroke prevent any flank attacks. And then finally they've got meeting engagement, because in this game the defender is actually going to go first. The other version, the attacker, goes first, and this version is going to be the defender. So the defender may get the jump on the attacker in terms of shooting in this game, but don't forget, meeting engagement means no bombardment, no plane, all firing at moving rate of fire, so it isn't necessarily going to be very effective in that first turn. What's more significant are victory conditions when the defender goes first, because turn 6 is a turn in which they can repel the attack. When they go second, that means the attacker has got until the end of their own turn 6 to get within 8 inches off an objective. In this case, the attacker has to get within 8 inches of the objective by the end of their turn 5. So it's an important point to remember when you're playing this game, and a bit more of a challenge for the attacker. They maybe have to be a little bit more aggressive perhaps than they would like. Let's see how this new version of Outflanked plays out. Right folks, that is us deployed. So Peter is chosen this table quarter to defend, so I'm attacking along here. Peter, could you tell us, well, first of all, show us where I put my objectives down, and then you can tell us what's on the table in reserve and so on.
One objective here and one objective here. What I've got an infantry platoon, an armoured infantry platoon defending this objective, and then an armoured infantry platoon protecting this objective.
And some of them are in the buildings as well.
Some of them will, yes. And then my HQ is over here. And then I've got artillery here, mortars here, anti-aircraft here. I've got a recon platoon here, and I've got some anti-tank guns in,
the 57
in
mils.
reserves. Yeah,
In ambush.
Not in ambush, and then reserves. I've got the Jacksons and the Sherman.
And it's immediate reserves, eh?
I think it might have not artillery reserves.
What is it? Immediate reserves.
Immediate reserves.
Okay, so the objectives, as you can see, are just as far apart as I could get them down within that band that stretches along there. So there's been a bit of spearheading done. So there's a bit of outflanking going on. You can see this scout platoon with the short 75, and then the Wirbelwinds, the Observer, and the smaller platoon of Panzer IVs, and then the bulk of my forces over here heading into the town, which might be madness, but you know, I could push everything up into here, but if they're alive, they'll simply push off every assault that goes into them through defensive fire. Even if I pin them, there's so much stuff there that the infantry are likely to get stopped on the way in, and tanks will definitely get stopped. So I'm not just going to do a big quick rush. So Wesps, infantry platoon, my other scouts, 4 Panzer IVs, infantry platoon, HQ, the Panzer IV 70s, which is the HQ again for the tanks, and then the 4 Pak 40 half tracks. Why, my pre-ranged in marker, by the way, went down there. And Peter, you've got one there, which is your...
That's artillery.
And then...
that's the mortars.
The mortars. So there you go, folks. I've got an attack coming in from 2 different sides, potentially threatening 2 different objectives, but it's a strong force that's defending. It's going to be hard to hit because, remember, they are careful. Turn 1.
Okay, turn 1. I'm not going to pop the ambush, but reserves, I can see if I can get them. No
point popping ambush in turn 1, folks, even if there is a bit of a juicy target, because it is a meeting engagement for the defender in this mission, which means no artillery, no plane, and everything fires at a moving rate of fire, so that would kind of kill half of your ambush. So over to, well, Peter, are you going to be doing...
I'm not going to be doing any moving.
Any moving at all?
No,
and are you going to be doing any shooting?
Probably no firing either, no.
Because your artillery can't shoot, everything else is out of range, so we may have had just about the most exciting first turn possible, but that's kind of like being the first player in dust up.
Well, maybe I will move. I'll just move my recon.
Right.
I'll just move it.
Recon wisely getting off the road before my stuff trundles up into view.
That'll be me.
Okay, so that is going to be it for the Yankee first turn.
Yep.
German turn 1 movement. So my basic plan here is to have a 2-pronged attack. I've got my outflanking force and I've got my main force. Now I'm going through the town, as you can see. I'm moving my pack half tracks up as flank protection against reserves potentially arriving there, and I want to use this town to screen my advance, get my infantry into houses, perhaps isolate groups of paras in individual houses, attack them from positions that will minimise defensive fire, and protect myself from any fire potentially coming in against my tanks from that big hill behind the town. The flanking force will use the hill on my top right corner and the wood to also try and hide from that dominant hill in the defensive zone. And also in this mission you've got a potential to get to the rear area of the defender quite quickly, in that you can then start picking off artillery. So I'm going to try and bear that in mind as I move into the town. Right folks, German turn 1 shooting. I'm going to be doing some shots mainly into the infantry, but actually what we'll do is we'll start with the super duper pack firing long range. So I'm going to need 7s to hit you because you'll be concealed. I take it they are part of the unit, so they'll be...
They're careful of 4.
Yeah, so I'll need a 7, but What the hell? No. The cannon armed one beside it will have a go? No. Right. This cannon here will have a go at the guys in that house. I don't know if that's short range. It is, yeah.
6s.
Oh, gets one hit. Is there anything juicy in there?
What have we got in there? I've got a normal guy, just a normal
guy. Right, okay, just on the normal guy. And he's fine. Then this lot here, 3 in a position to fire. I'm going to target the bazooka in the middle there, right? And just work it out from there. So the cannon first of all. Nope. And then MGs. No. Right. And then I've got one Panzer 4 just behind this house. I'll have a go. No. Right, and then here I've got 3 who can shoot into that house.
Probably a bazooka there if you want to. I don't know if you want to go for a bazooka or not.
Well, we'll see if I hit first of all. Yes. Yeah, and if there's a bazooka in the house, I'll try and target him.
Yeah, so,
so you can
swap.
You don't, so just do a save. Yay, they've actually killed something. That's same. Now they can retire. Probably won't kill a tank. The one at the back is going to have a go at some infantry further up. There's a bazooka visible there. I need a 7, so no, that's not going to be a hit. Right, so my artillery now. My artillery is going to lift its range down. I'm going to aim over here. You got a template handy? Mine's stuck away in my bag. Right. So they can see up here to kind of go like that. So there'll be terrain. My guys are veteran. I won, I know that, good. So for second attempt, so that'll get potentially the back edge of that house. So there's 1, 2,
and then there's how many of them?
Well, we'll do it house by house. So I need 5. First one, no, right. The bazooka in the road, infantry behind him, nope. One guy in this house, nope.
And then we've got probably 3 there.
3 there. Is one of them a bazooka?
One is, yeah.
Right, so bazooka, and guys, that's cold. Right, okay, so bazooka and ordinary guy.
Bazooka.
Fine.
Ordinary guy.
Nope. He's a corner. And then I think that'll be it for shooting on that side. So over on this side, I'm just going to get as many shots in as I can. Some of them, let me see, they're going to be long.
Take that and take it.
Yeah. The Panzer IVs are not going to shoot, they dashed. So I'll start with the Werbelwinds in 6s. So 2 hits. I'll try and get bazookas.
Try and
If I'm in short range of a bazooka, that is.
yeah.
I'm in short range of, yeah.
So we'll try and bump it off the first bazooka.
Oh, no. So 2 saves on bazookas, that one, and yeah.
And then what was it, only 2 hits?
2 hits, aye.
So
Fine. And fine. And then a long range shot with the Stummel to Puma, nope. And a couple of long range shots with the cannon, nope. That's going to be it from that. So I think that's it for shooting, folks. The only thing I've noted was really the artillery bombardment over there. Turn 2.
okay, let's try and unpin this put you over here.
They do.
No, 4.
Aye, because they've got a 4-up rally. The Battle Weary guys.
Anything else? No.
So, ambush.
Ambush. I'll leave the ambush, but reserves.
2 dice. Something's coming, folks, so there's going to be some armour arriving.
So what am I going to bring on?
US turn 2 movement, so not a lot to do here for Peter this turn. He's going to reposition the scout troop in the town, bring them up so they can support the infantry, maybe pick off some of my half-tracks, and then the main question is going to be, where are the reserves going to arrive? Now, also he moved over his HQ towards the town. You can see it sitting on the hill there. He wants them to come in to support against my main attack. So his Shermans, where they're going to go? Well, he wants to keep himself as much out of range as possible, or line of sight as possible, of my 2 flanking tank units, which is going to be a bit tricky. But he's just going to manoeuvre them so that he can take some pot shots at targets of opportunity such as the Wesps, but keep them safe at this point in the game.
Right, turn 2 shooting. First of all, let's try and range in with my artillery. I'll try and range in just on the middle of
This big lump here, right?
Of
So there'll be terrain under it, whatever happens.
yeah, so I think they are.
You're a veteran. You guys are a veteran.
Yes.
Right, got a template.
So 4.
Yep.
Your first attempt.
I'll do that. Right, so you could place it to get just about everything except 1 Panzer 4.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So
Force to hit, starting with this guy. Next guy. Yep. Half track.
half track.
Panzer 470. Next one.
Oh,
Panzer 4. Right, and then.
No.
Yep.
No.
No. Right, so half track. 6 Panzer 4. Right, chance to bail him.
No.
Panzer 470. Oh my goodness. Here we go. He's bailed. Not good because they're reluctant. Panzer 470. This is going to be another one of those heartbreaking games where I can't roll above a 3. Half track. Oh, for goodness sake. He's dead.
Yeah.
Right, and then Panzer 4. It's okay. Now, I've got 2 saves to make for that. And they at least survive. But they're pinned now, so the chances are they're going to stay that way. They have a reroll, but.
Right, here's the mortar.
Okay, the mortars are already arranged in here,
Yes,
so
I think they've only got a.
you can bail out.
They can bail them out. Can't really
To them.
see it. Well, that's yes. Yeah, we'll do that then.
Right, so the 20mm. Nope. Nope. The command. Nope. And nope. Well, there you go.
Okay. You know it. The Sherman platoon will have to have a shot at these guys. Probably maybe only that guy.
I reckon you can probably get a couple of them. Let me see, so he's not firing, but 2 of each. It doesn't really matter for anti-tank or such like, so just roll 4 dice looking for 6s. Oh dear, 2 firepowers.
So the one at the back, and then one close.
Right, at the back, one's dead, and one's dead. So 2 dead out of that lot. I shall stick them down in just a second. Yeah, that's over here. Yeah. Right, so any other shooting? Oh, you've got your
Yes, you got a shot.
scout down here shooting my scouts.
So
Short range looking for a 4. Right, I'll try it. Take it, you're going for the oh for goodness sake. Right, got 5 power. Oh no, sorry.
Oh, so you got to
Got to save, because front hammer's 3, that'd be 7, so build it. Oh no, that doesn't fail. Roll your 5 power.
No, that was it.
Right, any other shooting?
I don't think so.
German turn 2 starting steps, so do these guys unpin? Oh, they do.
See, easy peasy.
These guys have got the HQ with them, and they don't. these guys are a HQ. So the first one, nope. Second one, nope. Now remember guys, HQ units don't have a last stand. They don't have to worry about last standing. So one unit's unpinned. Nothing over here really has. They can keep going forward, but those guys cannot move towards the enemy because they're outside the half tracks. German turn 2 movement. So first of all at the town I'm going to be putting the infantry that are not pinned out of their half tracks forward into the buildings. The platoon that is pinned, the 2 that are out of the half tracks are going to pull back from under the template. The other half tracks are going to move forward. The Panzer IVs in the town are going to start edging up towards the exit on the right there, and then the Panzer IVs over on the hill in the top right corner of the table, they're going to edge up a bit towards that wood, bringing the armoured cars with them for support. So I'm trying to get those 2 to come together as a pincer so they can both hit the American tanks at the same time. German turn 2 shooting folks, so gotta hope I can get some payback this turn. Going to start with these guys going for your 10.5s or your 105s. 1, 2, 3, 4. There'll be 7 dice because one of them moved. And I'll need. Are you aggressive?
I think they might be. No, they are. Let me just. They are.
Aggressive, or 5s. Okay, so they can only see 1, I think. Yeah. So
4 times.
4 hits on 1. What are your 4 up guns say for them?
Yeah. Oh, 3.
3 chances to roll a 2. Whew. Right, okay, so he's away. And then the Panzer IVs are going to go for the other ones, right? I reckon only 3 of them can see. So, yeah, 2 hits,
2 hits.
but I've got to see what I'm in range of. Let me see, 32.
Yeah.
Aye, a couple, so those 2, the only ones I can see, so...
So the front one. Oh. Back one.
Right, so front 1, back 1, they both away.
Oh, dearie me. 5 bar artillery.
And there's one which hasn't fired yet, it's going to go for your Greyhound, which is hiding down there. 5 will do it, because it's short range concealed.
Can I save it?
No, you've
not.
number 2, I think, so he's away.
Dear.
Well, he'll be a wreck.
Yeah, sorry.
Right. Which means my scouts are going to be at long range against your mortars. So 2 from the pack, no, and then 3 from the cannon, no. And they're going to try shooting a scout, no, of course not. Right, so other shooting will be here. He was going to, well, we still got line of sight on a jeep. Right, so 2 hits on a jeep.
I think, yeah, just one.
One of them, yeah. So 2 4 saves. So that jeep's away. And then my HQ. Oh, sorry, that part of the same platoon is going to shoot into that house with his MGs. And it'll be 1 hit on targeting. I can only really see him.
I think it's only 1.
Yep. He's fine. The HQ is going to try and target that bazooka in the middle of the street. 1 hit, you can try and stay target.
Yeah, try and stay target.
Yep. And 2. And he's fine, yeah, that'll do it. And then my artillery is ranged in, so there's 2 in here, I believe. Yeah, 2 in this house.
And there was 2.
Right, so there, missed. Then 1 in that house is hit. So save for him with a reroll. Good. The bazooka, he's hit. He's away. Right. The HQ team behind them is missed. And then how many was in that?
Bazooka and a Norman guy.
Right. Bazooka or no? No. Not very good. Right, so did I fire him? I think I maybe fired that, I can't remember. Right, they fired. Right, so over to the other side. where, let's see, so over on this side, start with the Weber ones, into them. All that dice, 2 hits. I'll try and go for bazookas. So you try your mistaken target. Yep, and no. So 1.
And so the ordinary guy.
Right, it's fine. And the zook, it's fine. Right, and then I'm going to be doing some firing up here. Sorry, I'm going to take measure on the way. So it's going to be long range, but you will be in the open. Take it those guys are aggressive or careful?
They are aggressive.
Aggressive, right, okay. So it's going to be 1 shot from 75 and within 2 inches of that concealing terrain, so it won't count. So 4 is not going to do it. Did you say you're aggressive?
Aggressive.
Oh, no, 4 will do it. And then this one, 2 cannon shots, no. So anti-tank 9. So
it's not going to.
we just bailed. Right, so that's going to leave me 2 shots with Panzer IVs against them, but you're going to be concealed and got on the ground now because of the fences that are in the way, so I'll be in 6s for long range.
Right, okay.
No, the other one can't see, it's just going to lob a shot at range, and then just over here, no, just try and shoot a bazooka, needing a, or just a base infantry, needing a 6, no, nothing. And I'll try shooting scoop with the, whoops, with the Weber ones, yep, I just want to square them up a bit. And I think that's it for shooting. Turn 3. So, unpinning the infantry, no HQ within?
No.
No, no. Then you got unpin. Aye, they took 3 hits on that one, I think, and 2 hits on another one.
Right, so unpin. So no. Pinned.
Right, and then you'll have a remount to do on that A half track.
This motorcycle. Just motorcycle. Remounting this aircraft. No. And then last stands.
Yep.
The recon platoon.
Fine.
He's fine. The artillery. No, he's away.
And your flak.
Flag. I don't think that's good enough. No, yeah. No, so there we. Let's double check. Confident 4. So there they've gone.
Right. And then you'll have to decide on ambushes and then reserves and so on.
So ambush, I think I'm going to have to bring on the ambush, yeah.
US turn 3 movement, so you can see Peter's popped his ambush there, straight down the road against my Panzer IVs in the open, with his reserve Jacksons, a couple of them been able to give some covering fire too. So he's hoping to deal with that platoon, so they're no longer a threat, and then the Shermans beside the hill, they're going to move out to deal with the other platoon of Panzer IVs that's just moved up, hoping to take out all of my armoured assets in one turn, or at least certainly degrade them to a sufficient level that he'll have the armoured dominance. Right, Peter, so turn 3 shooting, what you got?
Right, so they've only got 28 inches, so they're going to have to. So the 276s are going to go for the.
Yeah.
For these guys.
I reckon you probably can only hit him though.
Mm-hmm.
From the line of the woods.
Yeah, he can maybe.
And then you get shoot over your own vehicle.
Right. Well.
Pull him back, moving forward, and then he can go there. He can go there. I just need to roll 2 dice, so we don't have to worry about.
Well,
division of target now.
Well, I think we did it wrong there because they were using stabilisers.
Oh, I forgot the stabilisers. Aye. Right. Well, remember this turn, so you're going to get 4 dice with them. Looking for 6s, 7s. Right.
And then the 76s are only get range for it. I think they can only shoot 28s.
Yeah, so they're going to clobber the poor wee Werble ones.
Well, yeah, no. Well, he's got range.
Right.
He's not. Right. So these two and the Werble went in.
Right.
So for the one going for there, no. And then the Werble ones, no.
Right, so over to here now.
Over to here.
And we're going to bring the pain with the ambush.
Well, okay, we'll go for the anti-tank guns.
So you just need 5s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just need 5s, but can't I get 5s?
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh dear. See, this is what I was worried about. I thought I'm going to move them out, and if they survive, they'll be in a great position. But they've got to survive first. So your anti-tank is 10, is it?
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't think they get the 11. It's only 10.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be 7 for range. So that's. Was that number 3? I think number 3 is failed. Number 2 is potential bail, and they 2 have passed. So.
Right.
5 power to kill.
And it's a 4 up.
So he's a gunner, 5 power to bail. He's a bailer. Right, so your Jacksons.
So he's got, I think those 2
They 2 can clobber him, yeah.
and then he's can't, so they
He
can go for them.
You've got, he's kind of probably in the building, but
Yes.
that's part of that platoon, that's the HQ.
Yeah, so 2 going for the
Right.
the tires.
So they don't have stabilisers. Right.
So that'll be long range, just
5s.
5. Oh, guys. Oh, I've got 5 in total.
And then, what are you going for?
So they'll be 6s, will they?
No, there'll be no concealment because you're on higher ground.
Alright,
So you got the platoon, which is just that one vehicle, or the HQ, or you could split.
1 in each will have. Right, so.
Platoon,
Platoon.
HQ,
No. So that would be that. I think that's me.
right, is that it for shooting? So,
Yep.
artillery, your mortars.
Oh, sorry, mortars. Well done.
Do you want to keep going?
I think. Yes, let's carry on there. Yes, so.
This guy?
No.
The big guy, yep. Half track. Nope. And then half track. Yep. So the half track, and then the big guy. Oh, for goodness sake. Chance to bail him out. No. See, if you'd have got bailed out the big guy, I'd have been very disappointed.
That's my shooting.
Right. So in that turn then, you've got all your guns on the table now. And I'm still taking casualties. I mean, one's bailed, one's dead. It may well be that the only 2 of them are left alive. They're going to be really, really difficult for me to kill with a few Panzer IVs. My main anti-tank is sitting bailed out with no prospect of it actually doing anything, which is very unfortunate. So I think at the moment, especially because we've got to remember turn 5 is the critical point, I think the Germans are in a not very good position. Right folks, so turn 3, German turn 3, so still got a pinned platoon of infantry. And they unpin. I've rerolled because of him. And thank goodness they unpinned because I need to keep moving forward or I'm in deep doo-doo. Do these get back in? They've got a reroll because it's a company HQ as well. They can reroll themselves. First guy, no. I need to bin. No. Right, so he's in. Then he, with a reroll from the HQ, gets back in. And that's it for motivation, folks. So over to movement. German turn 3 movement. So first thing I'm thinking about is my Panzer IVs. They survived that ambush well enough, and now those anti-tank guns on the road are fairly limited in what they can shoot at, though they're in a good position to defend the objective. So my Panzer IVs are going to get out of line of sight. they're going to move up so that they can shoot at the Sherman platoon that stuck its neck out, and shoot that in such a way that I can't actually see the jumbo. And my infantry, you can see, are moving up in support in the red roofed house beside the Panzer IVs, and then in the blue roof on the other side of the square. Some have moved into the cafe as well at the back of the square. The two that retreated initially, I forgot about them guys. They didn't take any part in the rest of the game really. I could have moved them forward for assaults and things, but they kind of got left behind. The infantry half-tracks are going to continue moving forward into the town, and I pass a successful blitz on the 234 platoon with a Pack 40 so that they can also have a go at those Shermans, once again positioned in such a way that I can't see the jumbo. Also in the top right hand corner, I'm moving my lighter elements closer to the defending platoon, most importantly to get within 8 inches of the objective there nice and early. German turn 3 shooting then, folks. So when we're going to start? Let's start with the Pack 40 armed half-tracks. Two of them can see one single 50mm, so I'll go for that, needing 6s. No. The other two are just going to go for the infantry, aiming at the guys outside the house. 1. So I want to hit this guy here. You can try and mistake a target if you want.
Yeah. No, I'll just take it in.
So just an ordinary infantry guy. Oh, right. See, if I'd have killed him, that would have been perfect for us. These guys are going to have a go at him. So that's going to be 1 hit. So I'm going to hit that same guy again.
Aye.
Are you going to mistake target?
Yes, I'll try and get it to the one in the house there.
Right. And you don't, so make a save. And you don't. You got my dice, I think. But he's fine. And then this guy here, he is going to try and shoot your tank guns. What the hell? No. HQ is going to go for your Jacksons, but he needs a 6. Because you got concealment from the hill. Oh, would you? Now he's more on the ground then, so 5s then. Because I can shoot through the gap, aiming at the end guy. 1 hit, so I think I'll go straight through. Yeah. So the end guy is away. Right, and then I've got some half tracks in here. This one is going to shoot at your mortar half track. I'll be 1 hit at tank 5. So that ain't going to do it. 5 is away. The other one is going to just put some shots into the house down here. Going for that one actually. No hits. Then my artillery is going to try and range in on your...
A bit further back.
Yep. Kind of too close. So
there's
going to be terrain wherever I put it because of the hill and the trees. So I'll need a 4 to range in. Right, okay, so use your template and see what I can get.
You want to get the anti-tank guns?
Yeah,
so
I can see quite far down, so
there you can get.
Can't see that, it's got to be over this side. It's got to be target. So imagine like on the tree line almost.
So it's just going to be that then, I think.
Right,
or maybe get this one.
Maybe get him. Because if it goes on the tree line like that.
Yeah, so a bit there.
Right, so 3 guns.
So just
1, 2, 3.
This guy.
No. Absolutely terrible, folks. Right, right. So 3 Panzer IVs cannot see the jumbo from where they are. Right.
So can you only see that, or can you see?
I can see the 76s
as well.
So I'm aiming at the 76s.
So it'll be short range.
Yep. And you are aggressive?
Yes.
2 hits.
2 hits.
I want to target the 76s, so you can put one of them off onto him.
Yeah, so let's try that then.
No. So your side armour will be 4.
Yes, it might be 5 for him because he might be long range. Want to check?
Oh,
Check that. Just.
I should have worked out exactly who was firing at what, to be honest. Let's see, one of them's at long.
So I think is it 4? Yeah, I think 4. It's been a while since I've played my. Yes, 4.
Right, so short range guy, can't save.
Oh, so right, and
And then long range guy, no. So short range guy is dead, long range guy is dead.
that's not so good.
Right, and then the big gun is still determined to show that he's more than just a pretty face. Blitzed over, so he's going to shoot. Once again, I can only see him.
Is that long range?
Yes, definitely.
So that'll be 3, 4, 5.
He gets a hit, so be side armour again. So it'll be 5 against 12 now. He's a goner.
I thought I was being a bit bold there. I was trying to get rid of them, and I thought.
And that's, it works when you hit, but when you don't hit, you're standing there going, oh. That happened to me in the last game against Mark when I moved a platoon of Panzer IVs out. So they've fired. So I've still got these guys over here. So just check he's in range of what. Right. So they're in range of the last 2 tanks, but the jumbo's there, so it's going to soak up shots. So I'll need 5 to hit you. So that's 1 each only. So the jumbo just laughs it off, but the other guy got to 7, so he bounces. And then I think these guys are out of range.
24.
Well, actually, just so there's a chance, but your jumbo can maybe soak up. I need 5s. 1 hit, so you can try and stick it onto the jumbo.
Try and swap it.
And you don't. Right, so your front armour goes up to, well, it doesn't actually because I've got heat. So it's 9 against 6.
9 against 6. Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, I bailed it.
That might be them.
And then my Weber ones are going to shoot into your, the cannon armed armour car will go for your infantry. No. The Weber ones, no. Right, and then try and shoot and scoot the armour cars over there. I do. Of the bazookas. So these guys then, if I don't go through the house, we'll go that way. So 2 can go in that way, right? And 2 will go in that way. That should be. Oh, he's jumped in. He's jumped half tracks. Right. So defensive 5 will be these guys here.
So they are pinned. So there's 1, 2 bazookas.
Yep.
So 2 bazookas, and then 1, 2, 3.
Right. So that's a light machine gun. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 2 bazookas.
Is that everything? So these guys can actually, it doesn't make it in there. So that would be it then.
Yep.
That's it. So the bazookas, they're pinned, so they'll be.
Him and 5s.
And 5s. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, sorry. That's not it. We'll just do it in there, right?
All right.
And then 4 ordinary dice. Could still wipe me out. 1. So 1 save to make. So I made my save. So I'm going to do 2 hits against bazooka guy, then 2 hits against ordinary guy. So the bazooka guy is a goner. Ordinary guy is a goner. So that's the downstairs gone. So you've got to counter attack, but you've got your HQ over there.
Yes. So
2 dice link for 5s. Whoops, no, that's...
Oh, sorry, I should have done there.
Right, so you have to break off and then I can consolidate.
So I just need to get 6 inches away from you.
Yeah, just move so you're no closer than 6.
So. Yeah, and then he needs to move back a bit. He needs to move. There's nothing left in that.
Right. And then you're okay there. So I'm going to have to consolidate. These guys are going to go upstairs, downstairs. He's going to consolidate, but it'll be into that building because he's not going to get enough of a move to get to there. And he's still within coherency for his half tracks.
Okay.
So folks, Jim's had a good turn there, I'm not going to complain. Those guys might be in trouble, but they could still damage my small units. I don't have very, very big units. I've still got to kick these infantry off the objectives. I made some progress, but, oh, I forgot about, sorry, I've got a platoon infantry. Right, these guys are going to be doing some feisting, into the
mortars.
Yep, forgot about the guys who moved up, folks. So they're going to feist the mortars. It's going to be 1 hit.
Can I do anything? Can I stop it? I can't
No,
stop it.
no. He's bailed.
Which one do you want?
That's the only one that's in range. Now, I've got another, that would have been 2 off the 4. The other 2 are going to, machine gun the Jeep and get 1 hit. He's safe. He's super tough Jeep. Right, sorry, forgot about that, folks. Sometimes we do it when we're recording these things. It can be confusing, but generally speaking, a good round for the Germans. I made some progress, but my neck's still hanging out there. There's so much stuff that can fire back at me now, and I still have to kick them off the objective. So I'm within 8 inches of 2 objectives at the moment. That's what I need to do to stay in the game, because as I said, turn 5 is critical for the attacker really in this mission. Turn 4. Turn 4 motivations.
American standing step. Let's go for an important one. So he's got to get back in, and I think I got 3 up to get back in.
Protected ammo.
Yeah,
Yep, so they're staying.
So they're okay. Whew, that's good. This infantry platoon needs to have a
Yep.
They got a reroll now. Oh no.
2 and a 2.
That's bad. That's bad news.
Remount?
Remount in here. I don't think that's good.
I don't think they're going to be fearless, no.
I think that's.
So it'll be a last stand for the mortars.
Yes, I need that. That's bad news.
They're fine. And the wee Jeep.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Oh no, he's.
No, the wee Jeep's had it, but that's probably the best thing he could have done. You plane?
Plane. He's gonna. There's nothing left for the plane to do.
No,
Oh, he still
no,
gets it too.
but he's just there to observe, folks, and he's not really in the mood. US turn 4 movement, and it's really just about a bit of consolidation by Peter. He's going to bring his Jacksons forward to support the Shermans. He's going to bring the Shermans back a little bit and then try and put some fire back down against my advancing armour. He's going to force me to move, keeping himself out of line of sight from where I'm currently positioned in the town. My Panzer IV's in there. Yank turn 4 shooting in, starting with observing where that infantry guy to try and hit back here with the hope of pinning this platoon. There's one guy in that house that could be hit.
So I need a 5 to range in. No. Oh, no.
Yep. It was a 5 by the way, folks, because these guys are only trained and that's the observer. So you're going to hit the guy in the house on a 6.
6 and we're on.
Yeah. No, nearly.
Close.
Then this half track. HQ half track.
No.
And the next one. Oh, you've hit it. And the last one. I would say you could be able to get him as well, I would say.
No.
Right, so he's got to make safe, he's okay. Right, next.
Next, so what?
Well, currently one of your anti-tank gunners got a shot against my packs. 2 of them can see this guy.
Right.
I think one can probably see him as well. But that's a HQ, if you see what I mean.
Right.
And they can see up here but can't hurt because of the range. So
So what? Okay, what one?
Right.
On there. So it'll be 4, 5, 6.
sixes. Oh, how can you be so cruel? Straight to firepower. Oh, bailed. That's what happened to these guys. As soon as they get hit, they'll start taking casualties. Right, and then you've got choices over here. You've got that flat gun. You've got the HQ. You can go 2 on him or 1 on each.
One on each.
Right. So you'll be looking for the these actually. You got moves these conceal. So 6s for both. Flat gun.
No.
HQ.
Oh, look at that. So
I reckon you got a shot through here. If you want to hit a flat gun with that one.
let's go for that.
So we concealed. So
fields are
right.
They're blitz.
So we're 6 in.
6.
No. And then you want to cover this.
Yes.
You got 50 cals.
50 cals. Yeah.
Right.
So let's do what we're going to do first.
Well, finish off with this platoon.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. 50 cals.
6. Sorry. 4 dice.
4 dice. Yes.
Yeah. And you were looking for 6s again because of the failed blitz. Because it's 4 normally, 5 concealed. I'll do it. So they're all the same and the same. So that's 2 hits on them so far.
So he's these guys. So they'll be.
Well, you could use your main guns with stabilisers looking for 6s. That would be the same as your 50 cals in terms of. Oh no, needing 5 for the 50. 4 dice for 50 cals or 4 main guns on 6s. 4 50 cals on 5s. 4 main guns on 6s.
Yeah, let's go for the
2 hits so far.
50 cals. Let's
Right.
go for 50 cals. So I think they only get 2 in their there'll be 4 shots in total.
4 in total. Looking for 5s. Roll that one. That's cocked. This one's keeping us waiting. Right. Just roll any old one. He's okay. That's the one 3. Your HQ half track.
HQ. They've got normal machine guns as well.
Well, of course, aye. Sorry, 2 dice from the normal machine guns. Forgot all about them.
It might be. Did they get
Hit on 1 each.
2. Right. So 4 shots again.
Yep. Right, that'll get them pinned.
So
They're saved, but more importantly, they're pinned and being reluctant. That could be that. So, your infantry going to stay on the ground?
yes, he's going to fire though.
Right. Has he got a 50 cal or just
Yes,
a
he's got.
just a 30 cal?
He's got a 50 cal.
Right. So he's stationary.
1 hit. Oh, they're very resilient. I think that might be everything. Yes.
Yes, for shooting. So you're kind of pulling back over there and hunkering down a bit. And over here though, it's quite comfortable over that side.
Yeah. Well, I wanted rid of these guys so I could then use my tanks. But
That's the potential difficulty of this mission is it's outflanked. Chairman turn 4 starting steps, folks. So I've got to try and unpin these guys. And they don't. Got to do a remount there and have a reroll. It gets back in. And then I have a remount over there. Let me see. The HQ is within command distance. So he gets back in. Right, so that's it for motivation, so over to movement. Chairman turn 4 movement, and it really stressed out my grey matter on this turn, folks, deciding how I was going to tackle that really hard hitting group of American tanks that had gathered behind the town. So first thing I did was swing my HQ over into the town square. At the range they're at, they can't be hurt by the anti-tank guns. There's a risk the Jacksons will get around to shoot at them, but I need to move them over. And then the armoured car platoon with a Pack 40, it's going to eventually get over the hedges, so it can get a Pack 40 pointing down that flank at the surviving Shermans and keep a threat on the flank. The flanking platoon of Panzer IVs is going to move up to also get some shots down on that flank, whilst the platoon that's in the town is going to wait until it can move out with support from the HQ. On the left flank, 2 of the Pack half-tracks are going to start working their way up towards a position where they can shoot down the flanks of the Jacksons. They're going to keep out of line of sight of the 57mm that can see through the tree line. 2 of those Pack half-tracks are staying put to shoot at that 57mm. So I am keeping them committed by putting some of my units in, with the rest being prepared to come out next turn. That at least is the plan, folks. German turn 4 shooting, folks. I might as well start with artillery. It's probably a nice target-rich environment there now, so let's see. So I'm going to want the 2 guys on the outside, probably those 2 and them.
Yeah, so these guys, I think. So it'll be 4 infantry and the
3 guns, yeah.
3 guns.
So the bazooka behind the tree line, infantry behind the tree line. So do the bazooka with a reroll. It'll take all day to kill him at this rate. First guy on the road, second guy on the road. So they're both hit.
So the HQ.
He's away.
And then
Cocked. He's away.
Okay.
Then 3 guns. So 1, 2, 3. Just the end gun.
This one?
Yeah. See, the guns will stick around all day. These have not got much else to shoot at, so they'll fire at the guns. So looking for 6s. No. 2 shots here firing at the 1 gun that they can see. No. Then this guy having a go at the guns. Oh, now he had 2 hits, yeah. And you're saved. The rest
Did you hit a gun from the artillery?
Yes.
Yes.
The rest of the guys not really got any targets there. Over to this platoon, they're going to he is going to try and shoot the HQ half track, right? So we're looking for 5s. 1. So it's 5.
Yes. Was it 1?
1, yeah. Oh, that's why he's HQ. This guy's going to go for him up in there, so that's going to be 1 hit on that guy. Need a 6 though. Nope. This guy here will have a shot at long range looking for a 6. Firing them, no. He's going to get 2 cannon shots to those guys. No. Panzer IVs might as well fire down here at the infantry. Oh, 2 hits. Targeting
3 hits.
Oh, 3 hits.
3 hits.
Targeting bazookas, if I can target, if they were within 6, if it's not within 16, let me see. No, so it's going to be,
So
I can target him.
3 hits would be like that, would it?
Well, I suppose, I can, as long as they're in range.
Right.
So I'm going to try bazooka. So you can try mistaking target.
So was it the main gun?
Yes.
Yeah, so first mistake target.
Yep.
Second.
Nope, so that'll stop it. So that one, you can jump off onto one of those.
Yeah,
right, and then do your saves.
That's good.
Fine. Fine. Fine, they're staying around all day. And then my other armoured car platoon is going to fire at them, so cannon, first of all. I can't remember if it was a blitzed or not, no bother. He gets no hits, and then the 75mm, who didn't move, he gets no hits, and then the Weber ones who've done absolutely nothing all game, get one.
Go for a bazooka,
Yeah.
We'll try and bump it off a bazooka and take it on Sky. Oh no, that's
It'd be fine. It'd be fine.
Well, yeah, go for it.
He's fine. Right, and then my Panzer IVs are going to try 3 long-range shots at your Shermans over there. No. Right, shooting and scooting. My half-tracks over here. Are they going to try? No, they're just going to stay put. They'll stay putting and shooting. Oh, sorry, not finished yet. These guys are going to try and Faust the bailed out half track, and the other guys are going to try and shoot their guns at the ordinary half track, if you see what I mean. So I'm needing 5 to hit because I'm pinned. 1 hit. So that'll be straight to firepower. Dead, so that one's gone. And then 4 dice at the other one at the back. He's been hit twice. So 2 saves, anti-tank 2 against your 1. You're fine. And I think that's going to be about it. They're still a bit too strong for me to be thinking about assaulting just now. And it'd be better if I could have them to help me out, but they're probably going to stay pinned. And then over this side, well, I'm bringing my Panzer IVs over. They could easily get clobbered, but I'm also bringing over some more armour support to help them out. Turn 5. Right, turn 5, starting to step Peter.
Yeah, let's try to motivate these.
Right.
This platoon.
So rally the infantry.
The infantry.
They're fine.
Yeah.
And then your anti-tank guns.
Anti-tank guns. Are they within? Yeah.
They are. Got command there, no.
Help with a 3.
But I've got a hell of a lot to do there just now.
This is where was that? Oh, so motivation. So last stand for the
Mortar half track.
You'll get a bit.
Yeah. And you're fine.
It's fine.
So on to movement.
Movement, yes.
So turn 5, Yankee shooting.
So Jackson's moved, 1 moved, 2 didn't.
Right, okay, and you're going for my poor wee Panzer IVs. So it's just going to be...
Well, he's not in the hill.
No, he's... Right, so here we're needing 6s. And
Yes. So,
the other one's needing
so
5s.
So the 6s.
Right.
Not even 6. And then
And then
it'll be 3 shots.
on 5s. Right, so that'll be straight to firepower. And I cocked. I'm drawing this one out, folks. Oh, dead. Which one do you want to go for?
Anyone.
Little guy.
Anyone.
Right, next.
That wasn't so good. So these will have to shoot at the...
Oh, are they going to go for the wee
Yes.
Big gun guy. Right, so 4 dice on 6s.
6s, here we go. Here we go.
Oh dear, right,
I'll
often.
prioritise the big one.
Yeah, I'm mistaken target if I can. No, I can't, so firepower.
No! No!
Don't worry.
No!
The motivation on these guys is terrible.
What can the... well, may as well. The HQ is going to shoot.
And this lot, right, okay, so 3 dice Emily for 6s. Oh, 2 hits.
2 hits.
They've saved, but it's 2 hits on them so far.
2 hits on these. I think they'll shoot at that.
One of them can still
got
shoot.
No HE. Oh well, that's the one that shoots at.
Right, so one dice in.
6. Is it 6?
Yep.
Oh no.
And then these ones in, with no HE, they'll be on 7s then.
7s. So yeah,
There is.
oh well, let's go for him then.
Right. No. Your single mortar is already arranged in over here.
Single mortar, yeah. Can I get is it worth trying to do
Well, you can use your spotter plane.
spot plane?
It'd be a shame not to.
Close targets.
No, don't let me see danger close. Let's see, you might be able to get something on that side. As long as
is it
it's...
4 inches?
Yep,
So
you'll be able to
there.
use him. But can you, it's within danger close of you though.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Is it 4 inches?
yeah. So, stick it over there.
Oh right, oh right, so...
Because I still count flying team still counts teams. So, you can go for that.
Right.
So you'll need a, he's be veteran as well, eh? So you'll need a 40 range in.
4 range. First attempt. Second attempt. Second attempt.
Right, okay, so it'll be 5s. So there's 4 guys on, just roll 4 dice.
4 dice and then re-roll.
Yeah,
So the second attempt is 5s.
yep.
So
One possible. No,
No.
but you're ranged in there now.
Right, so that, so they're not going to so that's I think everything. That's me.
Right. Okay, so I think the most important thing that turn was the Jacksons only killed one of them. The Jacksons, see, one reason why I went through the town is because of that hill. Because I thought if I try and move across low terrain
Yeah.
and the Jacksons are on the hill, they're going to smash me to bits with an anti-tank 14. And that's one reason why I decided to go for the town. Starting step, turn 5 for the Germans, so a remit to do is a 5. No, last stand to do needing a 6. Nah, so he'll be dead and he'll be gone. Right, do the guys on pin. A 1 is a pretty poor show, guys. I could really use them to move forward. But I think that's it for motivations, folks. I'll put a wee smoke marker down on him and we'll be on to movement. German turn 5 movement, so we're starting with the half tracks. 2 are moving up in contact with the tree line so they can see Jacksons. The other 2 are just going to move up to keep them all together so they can keep shooting at the 57 mils. And then it's me passing blitz moves left, right and centre, folks, which is very unlike me. First of all, the HQ is moved into a position where they can fire at the elevated Jackson. On the hill, they're firing through the alleyway. It's wide enough for them to get a shot. Then we've got the Panzer IVs in the town. They are also going to pass a blitz move, as are the ones you can see just moving up the road there. So basically I'm blitzing all over the place, getting myself now with all of my assets in line of sight of the Jacksons and the Shermans with full rate of fire. Can't ask for more than that, folks. Very lucky turn for me. I'm also moving some of the ordinary half tracks in to shoot at the 57 mils because they're now a definite threat against my advancing pack half tracks. German turn 5 shooting, so I'll start with the artillery. There's 2 infantry still under the template.
It might be danger close there.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm right there. Okay, right, in that case what am I going to do? I'll keep the artillery. Right, I'll start with, I've got 2 here that can fire up at 1 on the hill. Now you're elevated, so you're just going to be concealed.
So that's at short range, and the other one will be at long range.
Right. 1. So it's going to go straight through.
So that's at 4 or 5.
High tank 14.
Is that 1 hit?
Yeah,
One
yeah. So that one there's gone.
Anyone? Which
I
one?
can only see him.
This one.
Yeah, it's the elevated position as well. Down here I've also got my flak half track, which is going to have another go at your HQ. Gets one hit on the HQ half track.
So with what whereabouts you got?
That's there.
Yeah, right. So can I save it?
Yeah, you did last time.
Oh, well, I can do it.
Not to hold it against you, like, see, there you go, what's that? And you did it again. Can I save it? What a cheek. The other half track, I'll just shoot it.
The guys in there.
That one there, get one hit, I can only really see him, so. And he's fine. That's one hit on that platoon so far. This lot here, what's that? He's going to have a go at your anti-tank guns and miss. The rest of the platoon, they're going to have a go at the anti-tank guns as well. Oh, that's 5.
Five
The short range.
So
I want to double up on that end guy.
this guy.
Oh, the end 2 guy, sorry.
It doesn't matter. Right. Okay. So you got 5 hits altogether.
Yes.
So 2 in him. Possible.
No, you're fine.
The one in the middle, and then the one in the end.
You're fine. Right. Right. These lot. Let me see now. 2 of them can only see the one on the hill.
Okay.
Right. So the one on here. Well, they're already target the hill. So
it's short. Is that short range?
It might be.
Quite short range.
Just check that they're all as short.
He will long range.
Right, okay, so I'll do him first. He gets 1. There's no concealment. Then the other ones. Right, he can only hit that one. Right. This guy can only hit that one. He's well hit. And then this guy can hit both of them. Right. Okay, so it's 3 on him and 2 on him. And your front armor's 5?
Yes.
So one of them's at long range, so your front armor will be 6.
11.
11, so that's a potential bail. So he's fine. And then 2 saves, 5 against 11.
So
He's got it. And then another one will be 2 saves, 5 against 11.
Oh.
He's got it.
Okay.
Right, which means my Panzer IVs over here are going to go for your mortar half track.
Okay.
Seems excessive, but that mortar could well pin them next turn. 1, because they are careful, that'd be just 1, whatever. Right, so that'll go straight to firepower.
Right.
Because there'll be 11 against your 2 at range. He's a goner. I'll use my useless verbal wins against your infantry again. One.
Okay.
Try and get a bazooka, yeah. So
Try and
stick target.
just target it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. So the other armor cars, just over here, Fox. The cannon mounted one gets 1 hit, and then the Stummel mounted gets 1 hit. So bazookas again.
So first.
Nope.
Sorry.
So save against the cannon mounted one, that one there. Yep, and then that one there. Yep, you're fine. These lot, take it 2 of them have got line of sight on the Shermans.
Yes, you're through a wreck, so.
So big concealment. So 2.
I think it will look like short range to me.
I double check.
Yeah.
Right. So 2.
Yes.
2 dice on 5s. No. I should have fired team at them. I don't know why. I totally forgot about them. The other 2 are going to go for the one anti-tank gun they can see. They get 1 hit on it. It's made it safe. Like I said, they can make it all day long. So that leaves artillery. So I think I will just push it back just a little bit. So I'll roll to save a range on first. Send it in, just back, so just enough so it's out with 4 inches.
Coming that way, so
danger close.
That's probably about, yeah, we'll still get the 3 anti-tank guns.
Right.
Two hits.
So another field firepower. Tank guns can stick around all day long, folks. My top nightmare to try and kill them. So, shooting and scooting, these guys, oh, they needed that because of them. The Panzer IVs over there, do they get it? They do. The HQ does as well, because I want the HQ to keep moving over towards them. So these guys, they're just going to keep moving forward. No, they're not actually, because they're going to get too close to them. They're just going to have to stay put. That'll probably do me. So the Jacksons are away, but failing the shoot and scoop means they're probably going to get smashed to bits, especially one of them's showing some side armour. And then I still have to deal with them, but I need these guys to unpin. Still got to get them off that objective, folks, but I'm getting closer. Turn 6. Right, starting step, turn 6, what have you got for motivation?
These have got to unpin.
Yeah.
They get a reroll.
Yeah.
Get a reroll. They're bound to do it.
They're fine. And you don't want to bring your plane in, do you?
They could come out. Let's see if I get it in.
No, he knows that the mortars are gone. US turn 6, and Peter's not going to do any moving. He's looking at what options he's got, what targets he has for his 57 mils, and what else is left alive has got targets, so it can just fire away. Right, Peter, turn 6, shooting.
Okay, so there's not much happening. So the one that's going to be important, I think, it might be important is
right. 4 dice looking for 4s. Oh dear.
4. Come on, boys. Come on. Oh, 1.
Right, you want to try and get this guy for a potential side shot?
Yeah.
So I'll try mistaken target, and I do, and I want to stick it on to that guy there. So you're 10 against 6.
Yes.
Potential bail.
Well, that's not good enough.
Bail.
Okay, and then over here.
Right, you're at your tank guns. What are you going for? You've got options of concealed stuff, which is hard hitting, or half tracks.
Let's go for 2 and.
So 1.
Is going for them, yes.
Because he'll be in the open anyway. So 2 shots in the open.
Needing 4s.
Needing 4s. Right, 1. Which one do you want to hit?
Just this one out here.
Okay. Whoops, go straight firepower. He's a good one.
And then 4 shots at the
half tracks. Looking for 4s. 2. So you're going for these 2?
Yeah.
Well, you could take one of them and then him.
No.
He's got the cannon.
Okay, well, one of them.
Right, I'll try and mistake target it. So it's going to both of them.
So
5 powers.
One closest to me, and one further.
They're both complete. So that means he's on the last stand. And your infantry, they're going to stay on the ground.
Yes, and then what's the HQ going to do? Is he going to shoot?
Oh, aye. At the moment he's getting clobbered by that. If he stays on the ground, I'm needing that 6 to hit you.
Yeah.
But you're saving every time he hits you.
He's going to stay on the ground, and that will be me.
Right, okay, so 1 dead, pack half track, I'm not happy with at all. I think it's just pure picking on them, just because I'm new. And that, I was lucky. That could have gone a lot worse. So starting step for the Germans, he's going to get a reroll. Just does it. Because they still get a wee bit of a buff from protected ammo. These guys, now, he's not going to be able to give them a reroll. Nearly, but no. I think that's it for motivations. German turn 6 movement. I want to get to my Panzer IV 70s around the corner of the town now. onto the flank. So one of the Panzer IVs is going to have to move, try to get it into the field. It failed its cross check, but I made it try to cross at a point where if it got stuck, the Panzer IV70s could line up beside it. I'm going to bring those useless Wehrabauins a little closer to the action. I want them to give flank protection against any potential assaults from the many bazookas and other infantry that are still there. Otherwise, I'm going to stay put and shoot. I've got myself in a position to get some more shots on surviving armour. German turn 6 shooting, folks. So, going to start with here, the Panzer IV70s, 2 dice, looking for 3s. 1. So I'm no bothered, you choose. You want to stick it in the jumbo? On you go. Make it safe.
Well, what was your attack?
14.
14. What's mine?
It's 11.
11.
Yeah. Chances are you'd have got it anyway, so. You bugger. The Panzer IVs then.
So, 1 moved, 2 didn't.
Right, I'm going to start with the ones at long range over here first.
Over these guys.
So
there.
oh, bloody hell.
That.
Right, I want to double up on the ordinary one so you can do mistake target.
Try and mistaken target, yeah.
And you do, so just 1 save then, so it'll be 7. 8 rather. So you're fine. It's going to survive, what a nightmare. Right, I'm going to fire side shots with my packs that are behind the house there. So we're looking for a short range of 1.
I think maybe. Yeah, maybe both of them.
Right,
both
so
they might just in case. Yeah, they were shooting at them, so I think you're in front. You're it's a side shot. Maybe
I'll be side because. Oh, I see what you mean. Right.
The turret. I mean, you
turret. Right, let's have a look. Put the line across.
There's a line across. There's
Maybe
one.
one.
So.
Okay, so the one that is on the side, and then the one that's on the front. Okay, so one each.
One in each.
So
it's whether,
what am I on the side of?
So.
See if you try mistake target on him because he's got 8 armour on the side. No. Right, so it'll be 4 against 12, so that's going to be straight through.
But well, if it's about which one was that? Was that the one that was
on the side?
That was on the side, right?
Yep.
So can I save it?
No. And then the other one is the jump. Now the jumbo is half front, half. So 1, 2, 3. I hit
lower.
I hit the
low.
As a fire.
So you do. Yeah.
So it's hit the turret.
So it's the turret.
So that means you can still potential bail. You're fine. So firepower on the other one is only bailed. All the shooting and I guess aggressive stuff, and I can't hit anything. Right, so that leaves these guys shooting for the front then, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. In the open.
The 5 of them, the 5 hits.
And then 1 concealed. So these in the open.
So 3s, just 3s for them.
And then 1 concealed. Oh my goodness,
so
2 hits.
So
what a horror story. So 6 against 11.
6 against 11, 6. Oh, just 1 shot.
Here's a gunner.
And then this guy.
Oh, he's fine.
Is he what?
That was absolutely terrible.
Well.
All that to kill 1 tank. Right. Oh, sorry, I've got 1 more of these. Pack half track shooting at your anti-tank guns.
Okay.
1 hit.
Oh no!
Oh, I've killed 1, so it's the end of 1, yeah. Right, now the other one's got from this platoon here. Cannon half track manages to get 1 hit on those anti-tank guns.
Oh, they're falling apart now.
The other one, that's 2 hits plus the MGs. 2, so it's going to be 1 takes an MG and a cannon, 1 takes a cannon.
So 1 takes a cannon.
Right. And then an MG and a cannon.
The MG. Oh,
cocked.
MG cannon.
Oh, it's away.
Oh, it's falling apart now.
Well, I needed to get rid of them to reduce defensive fire. So artillery is already ranged and 1 chance to hit you on a 4. Right, and then I'll come back to
I mean, they're pinned now, aren't they?
the guns, yeah. Back to here. The rebel wins. Having a go at your infantry and one, see if you can do mistake target.
Mistake target.
Yep, so an ordinary guy saves. And then these armoured cars, so the 20mm cannon gets one hit. The Stummel, no. So see if you do mistake target. Yep, so ordinary guy. There you go, one away, I've killed one.
Where's it come from? This way? So,
so you can pick. Right. That wasn't very effective at all. Oh, sorry. My HQ down here is going to machine gun that house. 2 hits on that one guy.
What's one? Oh,
my goodness. You've no idea how annoying that guy's been for me as well.
Well, he's gone. Are you happy? You happy now?
I am very happy. If my infantry could move, I'd be even happier. Turn 7. Right, turn 7 starting step. So what have we got?
Unpin the
anti-tank gun.
Anti-tank gun.
Ferrero is fine, and then I think that's it. So you got a last stand to do. Now,
last stand.
Is he within 6?
It might not be. Doesn't look like it. No.
Right, so
what we'll do first?
He's just confident though, isn't he? They're not.
So we'll try the
anti-tank gun.
Anti-tank guns. Oh no, they're away. What else? Then the Sherman.
The jumbo.
Jump.
3. Probably not, but check it
I
out.
think 3 would be a remount.
Yeah.
Not a last stand. Where is he? He's coming. Jumbo. Oh, 3 last stand.
Is it a 3 last stand? Oh, nightmare. Well, he's staying. So I'm going to have to spend more time killing him, unfortunately. That's it. US turn 7 movement, and Peter knows he's got to try and do something to regain the initiative, and he also can see the opportunity that I presented with the flank of my armour showing itself to his flanking platoon. So he's going to bring the bazookas over and see if he can take out some of my tanks with a relatively weak side armour and maybe launch an assault. Right, turn 7 shooting, Peter.
The Panzer 4s, yes, let's go for the Panzer 4s.
Yep, so this is your... Won't die jumbo.
Here we go.
What Cockadoo will do. Chance to kill. He's dead, but I want to target him.
Right, well,
I do, so.
Him.
Right, so he's a corner. When I say target, I suddenly mistaken target.
Okay. Right, let's see over here. We'll do anything for them. We could fire that. No, let's not do that. Okay, so this platoon is going to. Well, he's going to take a shot at.
Right. So you're looking for a 4?
4.
I'll do it. So 6 against 10. Chance to get him. He's a gunner.
That's good.
Which probably means that platoon will leg it, because remember they're 5 up last stand.
And then over here, the guy that didn't move is now going to have to shoot at.
I think he's still got range there. You can shoot a Panzer 470.
Yeah. But your front armour, it's quite.
Just, you get him on the side there.
Nah, I think.
No, you're like.
Those two, I think.
No, because like, look, I had to point that way to shoot. So you're going to need a 5 to hit.
5 to hit.
Because he didn't move.
No.
And once it moved, it'll need 6s to hit because of the concealing terrain and the movement. Oh, yeah, bugger you. Right.
Oh, 6 against.
I've saved. Because they've got bazooka skirts, so it goes up to 5, that's 11.
11.
That's not supposed to happen.
But the bazooka not?
10.
Right.
Just double check it, like, I'm sure it's 10.
It's not like a Panzerfaust.
No. Strikes
These
in
Germans
11.
makes so much better weapons.
Apparently, yes.
Oh, I lost it. 10, yeah, 10. Okay. So I think that might be all my shooting. I'll try and shoot and scoot
The jumbo.
the jumbo.
The jumbo's loving it.
No,
Shooting scooting's
not so good.
he's not missed that class, but he's loving to stay here and not die.
Okay.
So here you're thinking I have to come out, mess things about. You managed to get one Panzer IV, so they're probably going to destroy a platoon. These guys are pretty close to going. You'd have to get them, maybe and them or them to break the formation. Currently the infantry is okay formation wise. German turn 7 starting step. So do these guys rally? Now they've got, hey! Can maybe actually make an attempt to win the game. Last stand for him. Oh my goodness. And I think that's it for motivation. German turn 7 movement, so I'm going to be pretty much keeping my tanks put, even though they're in a very risky situation with the bazookas on their flanks. I want to try and finish off the American tanks, their HQ half-track and so on. The flak half-tracks, so the pack half-tracks are moving up on the flank, and in the town I'm going to be pushing forward with my infantry with the intention of getting an assault in through the buildings. Over on my right I'm going to get as many shots lined up as possible onto those bazookas, especially the ones that are not dug in, to see if I can deal with that threat whilst I am sticking my neck out a bit and just standing there with the tanks asking to be shot again. I'm going to start with smoke. Right, I can see up here, this is important, so I want to land it here and then put it across like that, right? So I'll need a 3. Right, well, you got the smoke markers handy?
Yeah, I get them.
Right, so what we'll do is we'll just put, so there'll be one there, right, and then it'll be what, 12? So I'll just go over to there and we just know that it's across there. So that one's not in the smoke, the other ones are, right? So that's done. So my Panzer 470s shooting at your jumbo.
Just need 3s.
Yep. 3 hits on it, so 11 against 14, there's a chance to be a superstar.
Oh.
What's he going to go out? He's gone out in style light, so he's a
three
goner.
times. 3 times.
Right, and then these firing at your Zooks, 2 of them can shoot your bazooka in the open cause I'm within 2 inches of the concealing terrain, right? So I'll do them first. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then concealed, still only 4. Right, so 4 saves. So
1, 2, and anything within
2,
6.
3, yeah, let me see if I target that, targeting him. Yep, so
3, and then 4.
yes.
So I'll try.
You can mistake target. No, so it just stays as it is, right? So, front guy's away.
Well, he's possible. That's.
Oh, I see, he's dug in, sorry,
he
aye.
didn't move.
He didn't move. He's fine.
He didn't move,
It's fine.
but these 2 did. So this one.
I knew they were going to just stay alive. So, now firing at them is going to be my Panzer IVs. Shooting down the road, it's still short range, so it's going to be enough to get 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 4. I'll try.
Yeah, so you can mistake target. Yep.
So let's put that one onto the. Let's put. It's within 6 into into there. And then I can't do any. Well, yeah. Let's.
Yep, you could put that onto somebody
Within 6.
and line of sight. Yep, there you go.
And I can't do anything.
Yep.
So this guy. It's all right. This guy. It's all right. This guy. It's possible. possible.
Just an MG. He's almost got him. Right. Then I've got the armoured car. Let me see. Firing up the road. Whoop, just turn that round. First of all, he misses, unfortunately. The other one will try a couple of shots at this guy here, because I think that's still short range. No, it's a miss. So they were fired. Fired. Right, the Panzer IVs, they're going to turn their guns onto the HQ half-track.
Over here?
No. They fired the machine guns and didn't diddly squat.
They killed the...
Yeah, they did.
Was it them?
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I thought it was them.
No. They were
right, so they're right.
No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to fire him first. 2 shots. 1 hit. See if he can save a third time. Nope. After that's destroyed, so you've got 2 saves to make. Right, so they can both come out.
Where are they? They don't want to come out. So or would they go into the house? Or?
No, you stand beside the wreck. So those Panzer IVs will now use the machine guns on them. Hit them 4 times, so 5 times, sorry. So 1 with 3 saves.
Can I?
Oh, of course, I'm mistaken target. Right. Of course. Right. Okay, so this guy's in the building. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And how many hits did you get?
6.
6. Oh, sorry, it's just
5. Sorry, 5. Do a mistake target, and you can. Right. So that means you've got 1 save on.
these guys.
Yeah, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 save in the HQ unit. So he's okay. That guy there, fine.
Oh, sorry, I'll put it in there.
He's
Possible.
He's fine, and then 2 in the house. Wait a minute. One's an LMG.
LG.
Other guy, fine. Right, okay.
That pins it. That pins the
HQ's pinned because it came out of half track. NGs from my park half tracks into your HQ unit. Right, let me see. It's going to be straight through. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So you can try mistaken target 2 over.
So coming from here. So
yeah.
So who are you going to fire at?
Let me
What would be your
think.
first choice?
LMG. It'll be the HQ unit and LMG. So that's it. You can try mistaken target now off your HQ unit.
Okay. This. Oh, missed it. No.
So 2 saves on
So
HQ.
this guy. Oh, he's dead.
And then this will count as your HQ guy, because you still have a warrior save on top of that, right? And then your LNG in the house. He's fine. Right, and then this half track, my HQ half track is going to fire down the road at your guy in the road and miss. Well, I couldn't see him anyway. These ones here are going to go for the greenhouse roof. You're going to get extra concealment here, so it's going to be 7s to hit you because you've got on the ground. So my cannon half track, nope, and then the ordinary half track,
Possible.
nope, right. And these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. I'm going to shoot in there. There is smoke, so that's just still potential hits. No. But they're pinned anyway, I just want to try and get rid of the LMG. Right, and then I'm going to do an assault through the buildings. Those openings.
So is it a bazooka and an LMG?
Yeah. So there's smoke.
Smoke, so, and the
And you're
bazooka
pinned.
is pinned.
Yeah.
So 4, 5, 6 for the bazooka.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
And then
Is that one way?
normally 4, 5 for pin, 6 for
Was it 7 for the bazooka then?
6 for slow firing. I mean, do you count concealment within? You would within a wood. I have no idea. 6 for the bazooka.
Yeah, well, the bazooka.
Bazooka gets a 1 and then 2 dice, is it, for the LNG? No. Right. Let's change this. So I'm going to do 2 against...
2 against the bazooka.
Ooh, dear me.
And 2 against the...
Could be terribly wrong. Right, so the LMG's gone. And you can now motivate counter-attack.
With a reroll, hey?
Yes.
Just check what that is, it won't be very good.
I'll be a 5 up.
That's 5 up.
This is the 2 scaredy cat units.
Reluctant 5 up. 5 up, yeah.
Oh, yeah, bugger. Right, I reckon you can get 2 guys into that house.
I could probably get the HQ. No, I don't get the HQ.
I reckon there's 2 guys there.
2 guys.
You can get in. So there's 2 guys in the house. So you'll be doing 2 against 2 and 1 against 2.
Yeah, so the we go to the bazooka. He's on top floor, so he'll be a 6.
5?
5 for him. No.
And then the 2 other guys on 4s. Oh, but I've got to stick around. My HQ's with them, and I don't, so I've got to back off. Right. Okay, so where are you?
I'm
Just out of curiosity.
in this here.
Okay.
I've only got 3 teams left.
I think you're too far away for another assault. Sarging over millimetres. Right. Pinned again. So I think that is it. I've just got to try now and keep doing assaults in.
I've only got 3 guys left. Plus, well, I've got 1 more here, but I don't have much of a chance.
See if you can slaughter my guys over here next time. You could break the formation or something.
Something stupid. Right.
Turn 8. Right, Peter, so they guys have got to unpin because they got hammered.
So they'll unpin on a 2. No, they won't.
This unit will have to unpin?
Yes, I think the HQ's still... Oh,
nope.
No, and the HQ's...
HQ will have to... He gets a reroll. No, so not a very good motivation turn. Right, so on to movement, if there is any. Turn 8 shooting now. There was no movement there, folks, really, because everything was pinned. Just some digging in. The infantry over there that moved, and the consolidated, and the HQ have dug in. So just on to shooting. So
the only shooting I think is going to be the bazookas.
Right. Okay. So you've got lots of potential targets. I take it you want to concentrate on.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's going to be a 4 normally, 5 for concealment, 6 for slow firing.
So these 2. Oh, and then no.
Another one's out of range.
Yeah, so that's all I'm going to do.
Right. German turns 8. See if I can unpin. No, disaster. That smoke will go away. And that's it as far as motive. Oh, and I've got a last stand to do on a half track. No, it's gone. German turn 8, so I've really got to try and go in for the kill, folks, not just sit and shoot things. So the 2nd platoon of infantry that isn't pinned is moving into their house with the red roof, the little house, for another assault down that same avenue of attack. Then the Panzer IVs on the hill at the back of the town are going to line up for an assault on the HQ. Over on the right, it's still pretty much Bazooka Town over there, folks, but I'm going to try and line up everything that can assault so that I've got options if things don't go well for me in the town, or try to bring the game to a conclusion. German turn 8 shooting, so let's start with these guys just going to machine gun bazooks. One of them is in the clear and he takes a hit, another one will be concealed. No. So, one on him, you can try mistake target.
Mistake target. Yeah, taking him.
Right. He's dug in. He's fine. These armoured cars. Going to concentrate on these zooks that are not dug in. Or are they? I'll do these first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Moving rate of fire.
Four, so
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's my target there, so
Within 6 of that.
yeah, so I double up on Zooks, double up on that one and that one.
I'll try and swap that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so he gets 2.
Right.
And that's going to be right. So this one.
Yep.
This guy. And he's gone by that one, guys. Oh no, he's away. And then here.
Take a week to shoot these guys. Right, okay, so the other armoured cars, what are they going to go for? They're going to go for... I'm going to aim at that Zook. So he's still concealed. So, 2 cannon shots. Nope, and then just MGs from the Stummel 1. Did you try mistaken target?
Yeah, mistake target. Yep, so
Okay, we put it on to...
Oh, it's even in 6.
Yeah. It's okay. Right then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Panzer 4's doing the same. Just a 1. Terrible.
I'll try and bounce it off into the yeah, so take it in.
Yep. It's fine. Right, okay. This house is filled up with the second platoon, so they're going to shoot through. There'll be 1 hit on here. LMG if they're still alive.
Is it on the LMG in there? Nope.
Ordinary guy then.
Ordinary guy. I'll try and swab it for the bazooka.
Right.
Well, I'm too close, I'm not. So,
Yeah.
So this is the save.
Right. And then there's going to be from here 1, 2, 3 cannon shots. And 4 MGs. Okay, so cannon shot, once again, too close. Yeah. So on the ordinary guy, he's gone.
Oh.
Right, and then my HQ is going to have a go at that house. 2 hits. So there's 2 guys in it, I think.
Yes, it's what we've got a bazooka and an HQ. The bazooka and an HQ.
Right. Hidden back here, the 3 surviving packs are going to do shots on the guys that are in contact. We would do 2 hits, 1 each on them. So 1 on the Zook.
The Zook.
And 1 on another guy. Right, so... Right, they are going to machine gun HQ. That reminds me of my last game. Still getting flashbacks. Right, okay, so that's that done. Still got my artillery, but what the hell are they going to... They're pinned, but I might as well try and... I'll see if I range in and then we'll figure out where it's going to go first of all. 6, yeah, right, okay. So the artillery is going to range in over here and see if I can snaffle some bazookas. I think. There. Right, so there's 2 bazookas, that one and that one. Whoop. So that one's been hit, and then a light machine gun. A light machine gun and ordinary guy, light machine gun, ordinary guy. No, so just the 1 Zook. It's fine. Into there again, so you got a bazooka and ordinary guy.
Ordinary guy. So the bazooka will be 4s, 5s.
Salting here again. 5 for the Zook.
5 for...
Nope, ordinary guy. Yep, so oh, you killed one.
That's good.
As, right, which you want to kill the one that's going in against the ordinary guy?
Yes.
Right, so I've got 1 hit against the ordinary guy, and then 2 against the Zook. Right, so they're gone. Right, now, is anybody within 4 inches of...
I don't think so. No, I think he's...
Right, okay, so...
The salt's over.
The salt line, so I can consolidate. So he's going to join. I'll do all that in a second. Right, they're now going to go in and assault him, so you can defensive fire with 1 bazooka.
1 bazooka. That's it. They're pinned, so it'll be 5.
5.
Get ya. I'll get ya.
Right, firepower. He's going to die. He's going to die. They're going to break off. Right, so the survivor goes to club your HQ, kills him, right, and then you now do your warrior save.
So what's that for?
3 up. Yep. So one of those becomes don't make it the Zook because you lose the Zook, right? But then that will end the assault because you're not close enough. So I can consolidate. So now you're not even really pushed away. So I just get to consolidate. So I'm just going to move him into the rubble. These guys will move up into here. And I don't know if there's much you can do.
No, I mean,
See, I've set up everything as potential assaulting over here, right? But it's a bit of a pointless.
I mean, that's me. 1 platoon, 2 platoons, 3 platoons.
Even if you to break my tanks, you have to get rid of them, them, and them. They might go next turn, but you still have to get rid of them. And them.
You could just walk over that.
So we're going to call it?
Yes, I think so. I think so. Okay, turn 1. I'm not going to pop the ambush, but reserves. See if I can get them.
No point popping ambush in turn 1, folks, even if there is a bit of a juicy target, because it is a meeting engagement for the defender in this mission, which means no artillery, no plane, and everything fires at a moving rate of fire. So that would kind of kill half of your ambush. So over to, well, Peter, are you going to be doing?
I'm not going to be doing any moving.
Any moving at all?
No,
and are you going to be doing any shooting?
Probably no fire either, no.
Because your artillery can't shoot, everything else is out of range. So we may have had just about the most exciting first turn possible, but that's kind of like being the first player in dust up.
Well, maybe I will move. I'll just move my recon.
Right.
I'll just move it.
Recon wisely getting off the road before my stuff trundles up into view.
That'll be me.
Okay, so that is going to be it for the Yankee first turn.
Yep.
German turn 1 summary, folks. So first of all, in terms of movement, the Panzer IVs dashed up to get hull down on the hill. These all tactically moved off to get shots on that platoon there. Over here it was generally moving forward. Some of the things are keeping out of line of sight if they've not really got enough space to fire. Other things are positioning themselves where they can get some shots. And then in terms of shooting, one of those, they actually managed to kill something, didn't they? They killed the base infantry in here, right? They fired, as did that guy from that platoon, against infantry, but didn't get any effective hits at all. These guys, many of them are at long range, but they're also gone to ground, so needing 6s or 7s to hit. These fired up through there, didn't get any hits on him, needing a 7 again. The artillery, the Wesps, they managed to range in down the road there and killed a bazooka in that house. So they've taken a couple of casualties and there's a pin on them. And then over here, there were, in terms of shooting, they missed because they were long range. They got a couple of hits on the bazookas. Mistaken target was failed, but the passes were passed. The saves were passed. So no casualties there, only 2 hits. They don't have anything to worry about yet. So the only thing at the moment is a pin, a couple of dead bases, and then I'm pushing strongly into here, hoping to dominate the avenues of approach that the reserves might come towards me on. Turn 2.
Turn 2, I managed to unpin this platoon. I didn't get my aircraft, but I did get 1 reserve and put it on the Shermans. Movement, I just moved my recon round here, and my HQ is moving over here. And then shooting, managed to range in over here, I hit a lot, but I only managed to, what have I done? I've bailed 2
2 bales on the reluctant Panzer IV 70s.
And did I do any other?
They got quite a lot of other hits. That's dead, actually.
Yes.
That's dead. And those guys are out. There should be some smoke on that. So there's terrible saving throws for me there, folks.
And then the mortars, they were already ranged in there, so I think they got maybe a hit or two.
No,
one hit.
I think you missed everything with
Did I
them.
miss everything? Yes, I did. I missed everything. And that, and then my Shermans that come on here managed to get some 4 shots up in the half tracks behind the hedge.
That's terrible, folks.
I managed to hit 2.
Two out of 4 needing 6s. So that's a bad one for me.
And managed to kill a couple of infantry stands as well. And I think that was...
Your scout?
Oh yes, my scout, yes, he had a shot at the half tracks there. I hit one, but he made the save.
Yeah, I failed mistaken target to put it onto him. I then matched the save and it was a failed firepower for a bail. But that was a really nasty first proper turn of shooting from the Yanks, folks. I've lost 3 half tracks and 2 platoons of infantry pinned, and my 2 best tanks bailed out, and I'm reluctant. German turn to turn summary. So motivation, first of all, these guys unpinned. These infantry didn't, with the help of the HQ as well. They never got back in with the help of the HQ because they are a HQ. So they're stuck there. That was it. So in terms of movement, the infantry from here, apart from the HQ, have moved into that house. And the these guys, he stayed put, he moved up, they filtered around. One of them moved up from here to join them. They've pulled back because they were underneath that template. They would be re-rolling successful saves. The armour cars and the Panzer IVs have moved up to get some flank shots down the side of that wood. The Werber one stayed put. And then in terms of shooting, they managed to bag a single 10.5, and then they were good shooting, you can't complain. 2 out of 3 hits, managed to get another 2 10.5s. And then he got smacked up by, what was it now? Did he actually do it, or was it did the Panzer IV do it?
Panzer IV.
Panzer IV did it. He's so far got a great big gun and he's doing nothing. They just tried to shoot up infantry. Oh no, he went for the mortars and missed. And then otherwise, it was just shooting into the various infantry from here and from here. Oh no, he bagged a jeep through there. But the infantry were all fine for shooting, and then the artillery was terrible. They only got, I think, 1 hit. The 2 hits maybe. The bazooka died, but the rest of them, I just kept rolling 3s to hit them. Because remember, they're on reroll saves now with that bombardment staying put. And then over here, they hammered into there, only got 2 hits, so needing 6s, 15 dice, 2 hits. And then there, he managed to bail out one of the anti-aircraft half-tracks. The 20mm missed, 2 of them fired and missed, and then he fired here and missed. So, for me, it would have been great that turn if I could have got them back in. If they don't get back in, that's my most important anti-tank assets, not in action. You know, if I want to kill a jumbo, for instance, I need them. But I've moved forward a little bit. I've been positioning the time. I'm just asking for the reserves to arrive in my face now and hope he doesn't roll up with 4 5s out of his dice and then they're all dead. But I got rid of there's one left, chance it'll run away, but I've got rid of that platoon, which might help my infantry move forward in this game. And because if I can't move my platoons forward, I'm not going to take that objective because my tanks can't get the infantry out of those houses. It would take me a year to blow them out. And remember, turn 6, folks, I have to be within 8 inches of an objective. And in this game, remember, turn 6, the defender goes first. So I've really got to get my skates on. Turn 3.
Okay, so starting step, motivation. I failed to unpin this infantry platoon. I failed to get back in with the anti-aircraft gun. I didn't unpin with the artillery, and then last stand the artillery left. The recon platoon passed this last stand, but the anti-aircraft guns didn't, so they ran off. And then I popped my ambush here to get shots in the Panzer IVs, and my last platoon came on from reserves. Jackson's come on up here. didn't get the aircraft on again, but that was the starting step. Movement, I moved the Shermans around here to try and get shots at this incoming here. Apart from that, wee jeeps moved around here. That was all the movement, and then shooting over here. The 76s get shots at the Panzer IVs, but didn't hit anything, and then the 75s missed. Oh no, they hit. I think they hit.
No, you missed it because we remember stabilisers this time, folks, and them on the move at long range is no use against careful guys.
The ambush, they managed to kill one and bail another one, and then the Jacksons miffed all their shots.
Yeah, they didn't have stabilisers to blame. They just had not very many dice, and they weren't very good.
Yes, and that was it. That was my allied.
German turn 3, so motivations. This infantry platoon unpinned, which was really vital for me to be able to keep pushing on. One of them got in, one didn't. The Panzer IV got in, the bailed out one. And in terms of movement, Panzer IVs moved up, keeping themselves so they could only see 76s. A big gun blitzed over, keeping himself so he could not see the jumbo. Infantry moved up into houses, into this house and into this house. Those guys blitzed. They've also done a follow me, but they blitzed and then they just advanced from there to there, so I'm within 8 inches of that objective. And in terms of shooting, as you can see, these guys took a bit of a beating. I think the 76s fell to them. They lot, I think, managed to get a bail because they got 2 hits, I think, and it was...
Yep, they got 1 inch.
Yep, and the jumbo just laughed it off, and then Mr. Big Gun proved he's not just there to look good, he killed that one. And then the HQ managed to get a Jackson, and then my artillery ranged in first time and missed everything. It was terrible. Only did 4 to hits. There was 3 guns, 2 bases infantry, but managed to fluff completely. And then these 2 that had line of sight on 1 gun fired and missed. Various shots went into the infantry from various vehicles. He had a shot at an anti-tank gun and missed. And then, let me think. These guys fired, he fired at, let me think.
They fired at the infantry.
Yeah, he fired, but I don't know if he got a hit.
I don't think they did.
But buckles of shots from here and here into the infantry, no hits. But it was very, very good turn for shooting. As you can see, there's 3 dead, 1 bailed, and 1 of them dead. Artillery in a good place, and me at least out of line of sight of many things at the moment. But then importantly, the guys in here assaulted through that side of the house where defensive fire was limited, but Peter only got 1 hit in the end, and I moved in, managed to kill 2 guys. With the help of the HQ, who's there, they still didn't motivate. Remember, it's a 5 up, just like me. So whoever runs away first here. So they backed off, I consolidated into here, HQ base there, and the platoon in there. And that was it. So a good turn for me, but I still have to get all those guys off one of those objectives, and there's still plenty of tanks on the go, and I have to stay within 8 inches. And turn 5 is critical for me, folks, because end of defenders turn 6 is when they can win the game, and they go first. Turn 4.
Turn 4, starting step. So motivations. What happened? My tank got back in, so they didn't have to do a last stand. The jeep did a last stand and ran away. They failed to unpin,
even with the support of the HQ.
And that was.
And he didn't get back in.
And he didn't get back in, so that left him. But he passed his last stand.
Yeah.
Okay. Shooting.
Movement first of all. Sorry.
Move my tanks around here just to try and get closer there. The Jacksons failed the blitz, so they just moved out the way basically. And that was it.
Infantry dug in as well, the ones that were.
The infantry managed to dig in. Yeah.
And then shooting.
tanks were shooting into the building, at the infantry in there. Well, the tanks, the Jacksons, the HQ, were all shooting in there and managed to pin them. I didn't manage to kill anybody, but I managed to pin the infantry in there. The anti-tank guns, one shot over here, I managed to bail one of the 75.
Yeah.
And then two of them missed their shots over here. The one mortar managed to range in here, but didn't do any damage.
Yeah, it was a third attempt, reroll successfuls against careful guys, so they had to roll 2 6s to hit, but he actually got a hit. But that was it. So you've kind of just pulled back in, guard the objectives, and then try and jump out and club him the next turn. German turn 4 summary. So let me think. Motivations. They didn't unpin. Another one of them got back in. I think that was it. In terms of movement, a couple of these half tracks are moving up the side. They one stayed put to shoot, as did these ones, for what it's worth. As you see, they moved up around to there. They stayed put. These guys did a few actions to get over the hedge anyway, so they are now in a position to put shots down range. Stay put, moved up, and I can't quite remember, I think the 20mm cannon moved up. Then in terms of shooting, started with the artillery. It wasn't the most successful again in terms of hits. Only one anti-tank gun got hit, but saved, but 2 infantry on the road got killed. And then these fired a couple down there and missed. He fired, got a hit but a save. They fired and missed. They fired down here, got a few hits, but they're all saved. He fired 1 shot up there and missed. They fired 3 shots at the aim, needing 6s again, and missed. And then another bucket load of dice into here, mainly from them, totally ineffective. Not only did they not really have to worry about making saves, you know, it's not like they all made their save, 3-up save, they got 1 hit out of 15 again. I think they've managed 3 hits in the last 3 turns, which isn't very effective. But they're there. They're a nuisance. So I'm now trying to bring my armour together to deal with them, so I can then push on. Probably that's my best bet at the moment, because I'm not doing anything to them at all. Turn 5. Turn 5.
So at the starting step, I managed to unpin the infantry in here, which was good news. The anti-tank guns didn't unpin, so they stayed pinned. The mortar managed to pass its last stand. Was that all?
I think that's it.
It's movement. What happened? I moved one Jackson up here to get shots on the Panzer IVs. I think that was all the movement. And then firing. I had 5 shots trying to hit these Panzer IVs. I only killed 1 of them.
Yeah, you got 1 hit straight to firepower.
That was good. These Shermans shot here, got 1 hit, and
I failed mistaken target.
But I failed my firepower.
It's still there, but the motivation's terrible on it.
And I think the HQ shot fired in here.
Yeah, a couple of hits.
But no kills.
But more importantly,
the plane come on!
And called in a barrage over here and managed to range in, no hits, but they're ranged in on now. Yeah. So the chances are they could well be taking hits. So if he doesn't run away, that could end up with all my infantry pinned.
And that's it.
German turn 5. So in terms of motivation, it's a long turn, folks, I can't quite remember, but they didn't unpin. Aye, and then he failed his remount and he ran away. Because they got a very, very poor last stand. It's on the 6. In terms of movement, it was blitz everywhere, folks. I couldn't believe it. The HQ blitzed over to here to look up at an elevated team. They blitzed out to there. They blitzed forward. Then there was some movement here and here. Then with line of sight over here. Then line of sight down there. In terms of shooting, excuse me. In terms of shooting, well, first of all, what happened? These guys, I can't quite remember, they went first and they killed the guy in a hill. They came around the corner, they They came in the corner and got the remaining 2. They got 5 hits on 2 of them. Those guys there killed the remaining mortar half-track because I wanted them not to get pinned by that mortar. These managed to get a hit on him, but he saved. The ones there managed to miss those Shermans. Then the artillery rearranged in, back now because I'm a bit closer, and managed to get 2 hits, one of which failed, but I then failed my firepower on it again. Getting rid of anti-tank guns can be so difficult. The pinned though, bucket loads of hits coming in from these guys. He shot at the HQ, hit him again, and he saved again. He's only got 1 point armour against an anti-tank 5, but that's 2 turns in a row where he's managed to save. And then, quite importantly, I failed to shoot and scoot these guys back around the corner, so they're now going, oh, we killed the big tanks, but there's all those Shermans. So they might well get a bit of retribution before I can do anything to them. Turn 6. Right, starting step, turn 6, what have you got for motivation?
These have got to unpin.
Yeah.
They get a reroll.
Yeah.
Get a reroll. They're bound to do it.
They're fine.
So
And you don't want to bring your plane in, do you?
they could come out. Let's see if I get it in.
No, he knows that
He knows that
the
again.
mortars are gone. Right, Peter, turn 6, shooting.
Shooting. Okay, so there's not much happening. So the one that's going to be important, I think, it might be important is
Right, 4 dice looking for 4s. Oh dear.
4. Come on, boys. Come on. Oh, 1. That's
Right, you want
terrible.
to try and get this guy for a potential side shot?
Yeah.
So I'll try mistaken target, and I do, and I want to stick it on to that guy there. So you're 10 against 6.
Yes.
Potential bail.
Oh, that's not good enough.
Bail.
Okay, and then over here, I
Right,
think.
you're at your tank guns. What are you going for? You've got options of concealed stuff, which is hard hitting, or half tracks.
Let's go for 2 and
So 1,
is going for them. Yes.
because he'll be in the open anyway. So 2 shots in the open,
Need 4s.
even 4s. Right, 1. Which one do you want to hit?
Just this one in here.
Okay. Whoops, go straight firepower. He's a gun.
And then 4 shots at the
Half tracks. Looking for 4s. 2. So you're going for these 2?
Yeah.
Well, you could take one of them and then him.
No.
He's got the cannon.
Okay. Well, one of them.
Right, I'll try and mistake target it. So it's going to both of them.
So
5 powers.
one closest to me, and one further.
They're both complete. So that means he's on a last stand. And your infantry, they're going to stay on the ground.
Yes. And then what's the HQ going to do? Is he going to shoot?
Oh, aye. At the moment he's getting clobbered by that. If he stays on the ground, I'm needing a 6 to hit you.
Yeah.
But you're saving every time he hits you.
He's going to stay contact ground, and that will be me.
Right, okay, so 1 dead, pack half track, I'm not happy with at all. I think it's just pure picking on them, just because I'm new. And that, I was lucky. That could have gone a lot worse. Turn 6, folks. So in terms of motivations, they didn't unpin. I think there's one bailed there maybe, and they got back in. Can't quite remember. But they didn't unpin, and that's a problem for me. There was a last stand on this half track, and it managed to pass with the help of the HQ. In terms of movement, they've moved up. They're in danger of getting assaulted, so need some flank protection. That's what they're for. They're very vulnerable themselves. They could get smashed to bits, but they might as well be doing something because they're not doing anything else. 1 Panther 4 moved up, tried to cross the hedge and got stuck. They moved out. Those 2 stayed put. These guys stayed put, but they shooted and scooted. These moved over to get into short range of anti-tank guns. Then in terms of shooting, that guy there finally went to the HQ to a lucky shot. Now, most of the shooting was there against those guys, and I think I mean, the Jumbo took quite a few hits. He took quite a lot of hits, but I only got him 2 or 3 times. But I got a bail and then eventually got a kill, so he's away and that guy be last standing. And then bucket loads of shots into there, nothing. And then the artillery, plus one of them, I think, managed to get 2 anti-tank guns. With them going away, that'll reduce defensive fire on this area, which is what I need to be able to launch an assault. I also really need these guys, so I've got more than one assault option. And the guy's shooting scooted back away from the tree line, so he couldn't do his last grenade thing and kill them before he went. Oh, actually, one of the guys did get killed, I think, to the... One of those two killed one of those guys. So, and now the HQ's moved over to try and get them moving, and then I can go in for the kill. Otherwise, it's going to be tricky. Turn 7.
Okay, starting that, the remaining anti-tank gun ran away.
With a reroll too.
This Jumbo managed to stay with a 3-up last stand. And that was all the motivations. Movement, I moved a couple of bazookas over to get some shots here. This didn't move. I think that was all the movement. Shooting, the bazooka.
Aye, that one at the front there. Oh, wait a minute, that's no bazooka.
It's not bazooka. You can't shoot.
Oh, there would have been a dead tank there, folks.
Yes.
But
Yes, so no shooting there. And then the 3 that had shots over here all missed.
no, one hit.
One hit, but
Believe it or not, I saved with a side shot. I needed a 6.
And then over here, the Jumbo managed to hit one of the Panzer IVs and kill it.
Yeah, I used mistaken target to stick it onto that to make it harder for them to hit me, because remember, they slow firing as well.
Okay, and that was it.
German turn 7, folks. So, in terms of motivation, those guys had unpinned. I don't know if they had before. Either with the help of the HQ, they unpinned from there. In terms of movement, pretty much everything stayed put, apart from the Panzer IVs moving behind the Jumbo. So in terms of shooting, it started with a smoke bombardment to help with my assault. And then there was a bit of shooting. I think these guys absolutely hammered the poor Jumbo. These guys splattered these hundreds of hits, loads of guys in the open getting hit but making their saves, and that can always happen, folks. Infantry can get shot to bits in the open or save all day long, so those Zooks can punish them because they failed to shoot and scoot. Oops. And then those guys killed the HQ half-track, and then lots of shots went in, but the HQ joined on to the unit, and one base got killed, the unit got pinned, and then I went in for an assault from this building. Nothing effective in the way of defensive fire, but I only killed one base out of 2 that I could have killed. Peter motivated with his HQ to help, needing a 5-up, and then didn't hit me at all, but I failed my motivation on a 5-up too, even though my HQ was there to help, so I had to pull back, and that's kind of what it's going to be like here, folks. So there's 3 guys left from that infantry platoon, the HQ, these infantry. These guys will have to get over there, but not leave that exposed in order to try and save that objective. These guys were about 2mm out from being able to launch an assault into that building. If they're not pinned, they'll be able to do it next turn.
Right.
Turn 8. Right, Peter, so these guys have got to unpin because they got hammered.
So they'll unpin on a 2, no they won't.
This unit will have to unpin?
Yes, I think the HQ's still...
Nope.
No. And the HQ's...
HQ will have to... He gets a reroll. No, so not a very good motivation turn. Right, so on to movement, if there is any. Turn 8, shooting now. There was no movement there, folks, really, because everything was pinned. Just some digging in. The infantry over there that moved, and the consolidated, and the HQ have dug in. So just on to shooting. So
the only shooting I think is going to be the bazookas.
Right, okay, so you've got lots of potential targets. I take it you want to concentrate on them. Right. Okay, so it's going to be a 4 normally, 5 for concealment, 6 for slow firing.
So these two. Oh, and then see. Oh no.
Another one's out of range.
Yeah, so that's all I'm going to do.
Right.
Yep.
Turn summary for German turn 8. So they didn't unpin. In terms of other motivations, I don't think there was any. I basically moved everything that wasn't within assault range into assault range around that objective and moved these guys over to here. These Panzer IVs lined up against the HQ. In terms of shooting, well, these guys got absolutely hammered again by shots. They were a bit harder to hit this time because they were concealed, but they had buckloads of saves to make, but still only one bazooka went. They pulled back away. They couldn't really contribute to what was going on over here, so they just pulled back away from them. So there was a bit of shooting going on over here. I don't know if I killed any bases in shooting, but the most important thing was going to be the assault. I assaulted again through this building. There was 3 bases. There was 2 bases left. One base got killed actually, I think, and then I went in for the assault. So nothing much in the way of defensive fire. I managed to get in and kill both bases. The HQ was over here, but it wasn't close enough to get in, so I ended the assault. I consolidated into here. These guys went in. One bazooka hit me on a 5 because of them being pinned. Managed to bail out 1. So I was left with 1 tank who went in, killed the HQ. Peter passed his warrior save and he's now over there. But now there's 1 guy left from that platoon and the HQ. And I've got this intact infantry. Them can possibly unpin with help him. So we're just going to call it there, folks. I may lose a few more tanks over here. Breaking my formation isn't likely because they're okay. They've got that, and that. It could be that they all get killed next turn, but it'd be highly unlikely. And even then I still have the infantry plus the artillery able to deal with them. So we're going to call that and go over for our recap. Right, Peter, so what did you make of playing these battle-weary guys?
Battle-weary guys, yeah, they are cheap, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, they're not very good in assaults and they're not very good at unpinning. I thought they did well. I thought I was doing okay. My Shermans and my Jacksons came on. I maybe didn't take care of them as much as I maybe should have done. Maybe a bit careless with them. I lost my 276s by when I went to shoot it. The guys over here and the guys come round the corner and wiped them out. So that nullified them. Most of the jumbo lasted quite long.
Yeah, the jumbo stayed in, which is what it's supposed to do, and even past its last stand, it forced me to kill it. But you know, it's aggressive tanks. Especially in a mission like this where you maybe can't be sure of your direction of facing, then they probably are going to take a bit of a spanking.
I never thought there was any danger of me winning. I think it was only a matter of me trying to stop you winning. So,
it could be hard for you to push me out once I got into the town.
Yes. But it was quite a fight. It went on for quite a while.
It was like 8 turns, and it could have gone. I suppose it could have gone either way. At certain points in the game, there was a lot of critical turns. At certain points in the game where I made nearly every single blitz move, for instance, which is unlike me. I normally fail every single blitz move, and that was the turn I think where the Shermans took all the punishment. And these guys, they are tricky because they are reluctant. A certain thing. The most difficult thing is getting your infantry into the assault because they're going to be pinned.
Yeah.
Right, and then keeping them in the assault, you know, it's just going to be down to pure luck. There I had 2 platoons, so if you want to assault with these guys, you probably want to have at least a formation's worth of infantry, because 1 platoon going in by itself, you're just basically on a prayer that they're actually going to stay in the fight. I was really worried about those Jacksons, but I just managed to get the jump on them. And that's why I went through the town, because I thought if I went over there, the Jacksons are going to use a hill, and they'll really start hitting me, because I'm going to have to come into your range to affect that. And you're at attack 14, me needing 60 to hit you. You've got the Seek, Strike, Destroy thing where you can blitz and shoot and scoot. So I thought I'm going to have to go in via the town. And I didn't do what a lot of people might have done, which is just mass everything on the flank and pile it straight forward, because you've seen how much fire those guys got, and they just took it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly because I didn't have clean line of sight with the Jacksons or the Shermans when they came on, and it wasn't easy to manoeuvre.
Yeah, manoeuvring for me was tricky as well, but it allowed me just to get the jump and then be fortunate that the blitz moves happen at the right time. And as well, I thought, like, if I go in here, I can get into your rear stuff. Whereas if I go there, then your mortars and your artillery, I'm probably not going to get anywhere near them. But as it was, I was in turn 2, because I forgot to do it in turn 1. In turn 2, I was direct firing at your artillery, and they melted, which is a bit lucky as well. But it was a good game. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it, and I've had a chance to see these two reluctant lists sort of squaring up to each other and then backing off. And it's a bit like the wee dog we've got in the day, Cooper. He's and then running away as soon as you go anywhere near him. It was kind of like that. But hopefully you've enjoyed it anyway, folks. Any comments, stick them down in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you'd like to subscribe, hit that button, hit the bell button, and that means we'll definitely see you all on the next one.